It's a beauty. It's a beauty.
Because of this.
What?
Oh, because of all the other P-47s we're out at.
That wouldn't bother me one bit.
Yeah, why you can be bothered? You know, you can talk.
Yeah, of course.
This is very cool.
I was waiting for you to do your thing.
Yeah, no, we're out.
Once you're top that, don't stand under that. I've done that already.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Nice. Oh, you got the little Al Raby detail in your thing?
Yeah, I hear it. And I was very flattered that
He sees all my DVDs. He sees every one of them. You kidding? I think you got the idea to make DVDs. Look out here. It's not me.
I hope you're watching that, Al.
You got all these DVDs. So, yeah.
And all of them are going places.
Let me put the writing the scale right. That's very nice. Very, very nice and neat and clean.
Well, we're back.
Oh no, it's nicely detailed.
Let me know if we got good audio. Today is a day of sanding. Just like always. There will be many days of sanding. I thought I'd show that clip to show you what it's going to look like when finished. Of course, that was a bubble top. This is a razorback. A little more work in this than a bubble top, but I just wish it was going to be lighter, but alas, it's going to be 64 ounces, or maybe 65, I don't know. Anyway, this morning I put some primer on the nose here, and put some aqua green in the spots that are low. Alexander III, I see that you registered for Stunt Hanger. I thought you were already a member. I thought everybody in the world who flew control line was a stunt hanger member. Anybody that means anything. Some of them guys are over on Facebook, but can't get a little more room here. Did you know about it? I used to give a kit away every month until the form became so expensive I can't afford to do it. I can barely afford to keep Stunt Hanger going. Because the donations are not there. Anyway, today is sanding. I got the sheet on the floor to catch all the dust. I just added this, so I really can't sand on this. So we will sand elsewhere. Probably go through a roll of sandpaper on this sand out on this airplane. Yeah, it opens up some other areas for you. It's a good thing you used your real name, because I wouldn't have put you through. Everybody tries to sneak past me, but it doesn't work. for you guys that are new to my channel here, over on Stunt Hanger Forum, if you register and don't use your real first and last name, you ain't getting through. Now, that doesn't mean you have to, that has to be your display name. You can go into your profile and let's say you're Bob Smith, but you want to be known as Joe Belcrank. You can do that, but no real first and last name, you won't get through. It's just not happening. So, on to sanding. Sanding. This will be a sanding video. So you guys that are not into sanding, you might as well click off now, because that's all I'll be doing today is sanding. Sanding and telling stories. Gotta see about sanding all this off. Get it baby butt smooth. Got any questions, just ask. This airplane was started in 2004. In all actuality, I made the molds for it in 2004, but I built 5 other ones. So, and they've all come out. I can't make that Billy wait. There's just no way. He is a magician. You had to have some super good wood on everything. Thank you, Kevin. Good morning. You tell the difference between the primer color and the dope color. Sands a lot better when it's dry. We'll probably get to superfill today. Let's see, where's that little roll? There it is. Get one sand out with this anyway. If you don't like sanding, you ain't gonna like building one of these. I expect to see my buddy Jim Lynch on this morning. I know he'll be there. Still sanding, Jim. Notice that the bottom is getting good, done as good as the top. never gonna catch me in that again. Okay, where are we at here? With all these little tiny nooks and crannies, it's going to take a while to sand this up. We'll get one sanding on it today, though, I'm sure. Once I get this caught up to the wing, I'll go over the whole thing. Now here, I have a separation line where the fuselage crutch and the bottom molded piece meet. And doesn't matter what I used white glue. It doesn't matter. There's always some type of joinery mark there. So we'll go back over that with some acrylic green like I spotted up there. And let that dry and then knock that out. So the acrylic green, let me get this other, get this paper out of here. These come out of 12 packs of soda. These are the greatest for doing spot putty work. As a palette, you just add a little spot on it. I use razor blades as spatulas because we don't want much of this on the airplane. We could turd the airplane up in a heartbeat with this stuff. We got 9 watchers. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share, and super chat if this video helps. I don't have super thanks yet. I probably never will because we're never going to be up to 100,000 subscribers. Almost up to 4,000 though. So make sure to subscribe. If you're a control line flyer or interested in woodworking, wood crafting in any way, I cover a pretty wide variety of topics. Mold making, carbon fiber, etc., etc. And I want to use superfill back here. I don't want to use the green stuff. We'll superfill all this back here, but I'll get it sanded out smooth here right now. Got that same line. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm doing. It's got that same line right here, but it's a divot. So a big clot of superfill is half the weight of that little stuff there. Because when this is done, it'll all be sanded off. You don't want to leave that stuff on there. And superfill, this is a low here. I've got to fill. So we'll do that with superfill. I need to cut that rudder out today too. Gonna superfill them doors in. Okay. Before I paint this whole thing has to look like a plastic model. It has to look like one piece. No goobers in it like what's up here. No goobers. This is still wet, so we'll turn it over and sand on the other side. Come on, get down on there. If you were with me last night, I reshaped this. Pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, put on a patch. Like, while I'm not on and you guys are sleeping, I'm sanding or doing something. This all started at 3 o'clock this morning, but I didn't figure anybody'd be on at 3 o'clock in the morning. That is a razor. It's very pointy. We still got to cut this rudder out too. We'll do that today. Mucho Sando. Now, when you paint this and you find a mistake or a place that you're not happy with, go back and sand it out and retouch it up, because dope is that forgiving. That's what we'll be doing. Normally, I mean, like on my Tucker and my Continental, I didn't do that. I just plunged ahead because I wanted to get something to fly. But I have plenty of airplanes to fly, so this one's either going to be perfect or not at all, or I'll sell it. I wonder if Ty Marcucci finished my last one. When I sold my last Thunderbolt, it was in gray, starting to be trimmed. I just got disgusted. It was going to be too heavy. Well, we'll let somebody else play with it. This one might end up in that realm too. It might be too heavy, and I just say forget it. This open hand sanding really isn't the best, but because this is a pretty compound area, we'll just knock it off a little bit. It'll be fine. I'd like to get the paint down to nothing. Gotta back up a little more. Gotta have room to move. We only got 9 watchers now. I guess they got tired of watching me stand. But that's okay. I understand. This channel will be all about sanding for the next few months, no doubt. Oh, God. Got a spot right there. I might have to dig that out. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to dig it out. There's a hard spot of, I suppose, super glue right there, and I keep sanding it off, and it's just it's just a bad spot. We're going to pick it off. When in doubt, pick it out, and we'll fill it up with some green goop. Because that will bother me. In the finish. It will show up in the finish big time. And every time I walk up to the airplane, I'll be looking at that spot, go, why didn't I fix that? I have to take a Dremel tool to get it out. That spot right there is a piece of, it's not a piece, it's a spot of glue that every time I sand over it, the surrounding areas sand down, but the glue doesn't because it's harder. So we'll just pick it out of there. Put a little green goop in it. Gone now. All a matter of personal preference, you know. If you can live with it, that's good. I can't. Little Sando the Bondo. This stuff has gotten hard. This aqua green is a lacquer base and it dries super fast. So it dried up on my palette. So I got to reload with thinner. And for guys that don't think, did I don't know what the hell, double the less, yes, they're, I'll show you the landing gear doors. There's a lot of guys that come on this channel and they either think I don't know what I'm doing or they think it's a waste of time. Well, it is a waste of time because this is what I do. This is for me. You know, it's going to waste your time unless you want to learn how to sand or how to do whatever. But if you're one of those guys that want to give me a thumbs down because I'm not funny, I'm not comedic, or there's no dancing girls or whatever, just go away. I don't need you. Because this is for the guys that want to learn to build. We want to do what here? There we go. We got rid of that. Okay. And by the time I'm done sanding, massaging, painting, whenever, this thing will look like it was made of plastic, but it's all wood. So we have a hard line right there. We're going to have to sand out. I don't want to sand too close to that because I just put it on. That line there has gone away. That's good. We got a little bugaboo right there. I guess I can try to sand that out. Bugaboo. That was my dad's. Buenas tardes, Emilio. ¿Cómo está? That was my dad's famous stuff. Bugaboos. Got the bugaboos all over it. Yeah, I guess. The greatest generation. Boy, I sure miss him. That guy was smart like you can't believe. That's because back in that generation, they had to do everything themselves. They couldn't hire it out. So I've already thought of what the paint scheme is going to be. It's the Razorback P-47s were all Army Air Corps, so they were all olive drab. There are a few that were painted gray bottoms with a green back. So very few. So what I thought I would do on this is going to be my gray metallic, where I take a quart of gray paint, add a half a pint of silver to it, and shake it up. Of course, we don't have, just because we got it, we don't mean you have to use it all. So it will be gray metallic with an olive drab stripe, just like my other Thunderbolt, the one that I showed at the beginning of this video. Yep, sanding is boring, but it's necessary. So it'll be metallic gray. The whole that because that's the base color. But we're not going to paint it that way. We're going to paint the white first. So it'll be white, backmask the stars and bars, backmask the invasion stripes. Then the gray goes on, and then the top part here will be green, or I might paint the green on first and backmask it. The top part will be green, the razorback itself. How am I going to get that out? I don't know what's going on. I have to have add some more paint, I guess. Then the invasion stripes. The nose will be, the first half will be yellow right here. It'll have my lightning bolts go back this way, back to the stab. There'll be a red band here, a red and white striped rudder with a blue stripe. I mean, it's going to be colorful. Then my invasion stripes will be black and white in here and black and white over the top of this. There'll be a lot of, it'll be busy. And then, of course, I got all the correct nomenclature again. Now, my last Thunderbolt, when I pull it out of the car and you looked at all those little tiny letters, those were all painted on. I can't do that this time because it was $150 a sheet for those. Tank Hangersley no longer does those stencils. But I did get to Cali Graphics, and she sold me the 1/8 scale decal set, so I'm going to print them up on decal paper, which I already got, and I got the printer down here in the file and all that stuff. So we'll do that. Then I'm going to have for nose art, we're going to have this girl on the nose. A lot smaller though. Hand it over there. Right here. Right here. I'll have swastikas right here as kills on both sides. And then the nose art. So it's yellow, checkerboards, the wings on it, the girl, the swastikas, and all the decals. So how many months do you think it'll take me to complete that? I got to get a soda. We're coming up to 120 days now. Let's see, we're at 110 days right now to get to this spot. So Danny, get out in the garage and finish that airplane. Your 110 days will take 210 days. That's almost a year. Yeah, we need to change the sandpaper out. When is next year's Nats? It's going to be in July at its normal time. It's 320, yeah. Yeah, if they had it in June, I wasn't going to fly. There's no way because we live in the Midwest here. You know, I've only had about 20 flights for the year. I'm not like them guys that go out in the backyard and fly, 10 flights a day. If I was, I'd be better. But I did win 2 trophies this year. but not at the national level. Didn't even qualify at the Nats this year. In order to qualify at the Nats, you're going to have to practice. I'm going to have to take a year off just to catch up with the work I need to do. I want to refinish the Junar. I want to finish my Cobra. Got to finish this. I need to work on the half-A giveaway airplane. I want to build an Outrage Bearcat. So I can never die because there's too many projects to do. And there's not enough time. Yeah, I can see what I'm doing here. Not enough time in a day. Plus, I have to teach myself how to write G code so I can use that laser cutter. I'm glad I was born at the time I was, but it would have been nice to have been born recently here, so I grew up with. See, I've only been doing computers now 30 years. I taught myself in 1990 about computers. Because we had to use them for Harley Davidson. And if I didn't get on board with the computer program, digital technician, I wouldn't have been able to work. So it was a necessity. But today, kids grow up with computers. Now, computers are great, but they're a big waste of time. They're not as fast as your brain. They're not as accurate as your brain either. I used to tell this guy, Dave Pearson, by the time you quit fiddle farting around with that computer, I can have the job done. And I showed him I could. And this dope will get harder and harder and harder, and it'll sand easier and easier and easier. So thing sure is light with no motor in it, no pipe. but we know that's not the case. I will run till 12 o'clock, which is another hour and 8 minutes. Break for lunch, come back, and go back at this sanding. So if you're interested in sanding, that's what I'll be doing today. As soon as I get this fuselage roughed in or good enough, we'll put the fillets on it. Take the cowl off and sand that. I can sand the cowl in hand, I guess. Yep, that's the right one. Okay. Some guy in Sandy, are you going to go to the Nats? If you've never been, and you see the quality of workmanship on the airplanes, you won't believe it. First 3 rows are up to my standards. So that's going to be between 20 and 30 airplanes that are top notch. Rest of them are nice, but I'm talking about top notch. And the flying is second to none. I mean, them guys are so good. I'm just a hack pilot. Don't practice enough. The best I ever did was the year I didn't make the cut. That was flying my Continental XL when my dad was in from Vegas. Got third of a point from making the cut. And that was a good flight on that airplane. But we'll try again. If I get an airplane that I like and I'm happy with, I don't mind going out and practicing. The bad thing about this airplane, I should have two of them that are the same, but there ain't no way I'm building another one. Not unless I mold it and make it light. I know when you got just enough paint on it, when you see that, when you can see the wood. Okay. Keep sanding. Gotta be pretty boring for you guys. At least Wendy showed the birds. Why is that doing that? If it ain't quite dry enough yet, it was on too thick. It's all right, we'll sand it off. Put it back on if it needs it. Now, I'm going to try to show this. You see that spot right there? I put this aqua green on an hour ago, but it was a little thick there. So I'm sanding the top that's scabbed off, but it's soft underneath and it's not feathering out. So the thing to do is keep sanding until it's gone and then add it again. And then let it dry for probably all day. You can sand this stuff pretty quick if it's on. Oh, there it's sanded out. Okay. I guess if I quit aggravating, it'll probably be all right. But that was the trick. Yeah, it's going to be okay. But that was the deal. It's not completely dry. That's why it wouldn't feather out. Probably the same with this spot here. So we'll quit rubbing on it while I'm ahead and come back to it. I've still got a Z-epoxy for the inside of this. Everything's going on, nothing's coming off. And you'll hear guys talk about how they sand it all off. Well, here's something to think about. When you put it on, you say, well, I'm going to sand it all off. You can sand it all off, and you'll lose a little weight, but you won't lose much. The reason being is it's soaked down into the wood. So don't fool yourself, say, well, I'll sand it off and it'll be light, or I'll re-sand this and we'll make it lighter. The only thing that does that is urethane. If you got your airplane's heavy and it's painted with urethane, if you sand it off, it doesn't soak down into the wood. So if you sand it off, you're taking the weight off. But dope soaks down in the wood. So don't fool yourself. Say, well, I'll come back later and sand it off and it'll be lighter. No, it won't. We're going to let this dry. I won't sand this until the next session. We'll sand this on the next session because it's on there pretty thick. Oh, somebody asked me about the wheel doors. Wheel doors have an inner on it and an outer now. So they're both covered 64th ply. It's a 1/4-inch piece of basswood up against the wire. The hole is drilled through for the wire to stick out. Then it's filled with 1/8-inch balsa and 64th on each side. You can make them out of balsa wood with no plywood, but I don't recommend it, especially if you fly in grass. If you fly in grass and the grass, it'll just rip them right off. This way, they're a little heavier, but not really, because we weighed them and the landing gear was less than 3 ounces. So whatever, of course it's not painted. So you figure 3 ounces for landing gear, 3 ounces for crutch, 3 ounces for an elevator stabilizer, ounce apiece for flaps. Your wing should be around 10 to 13 ounces complete. All this shit starts adding up. Then you got 22 ounces of hardware that's fixed weight, such as pipe, engine, tank, blah, blah, blah. So the next heaviest thing is the paint. So that's where about the only place you can save is paint. There's that patch I did right here. Remember, I had a cap strip sticking up, and I didn't like it. It looked like hell. So I took a block and I blocked that cap strip flat, which obviously cut the tissue. So I just cut a patch yay big, put it on there and doped it, done. Same with the other side where the hole was. I'm going to wait to get another coat of dope on this, but it'll be fine. You'll never see it. Even though I point it out to you, you won't see it. So you're not going to get dinged on appearance for having a patch because you can't see it if you catch it now. Of course, even if this airplane was painted, finished, and that happened, you could do that, repaint it, dust it in, clear it, sand it, you'd never see it. Dope is forgiving. I think there's a video on paint repair on my Monado where I took it out on the very first flight out to Booter. The wheel ran over a stick, and a stick went right through the tissue on the underside. There's a paint repair video on the channel. That made me sick because that airplane is finished super nice. The one with gold leaf letters that everybody says, "Are you wasted?" The guy say, "That's not how you do gold leaf." I understand that's not how you do it. That's how I did it. And it turned out perfect. don't know why I've never taken that airplane to the net. Because it flies good. I ought to swap it out and start flying it. Still 10 watchers. Unbelievable. You guys are a glutton for punishment. Glutton for punishment. When I go to lunch, I'll put another coat of primer on this. It takes 3 sand outs. The reason I use primer on fiberglass is dope doesn't have hot enough thinner to make the paint stick. Hey John, maybe that's why the paint's pulling up on your cows, because you just used dope, you didn't use primer. Because I don't have those problems after I started using primer on fiberglass. I also use primer on fillets because the fillet material is so hard, the dope can't penetrate down into it. That's what we'll do. We'll do fillets after lunch. We're close enough that I can do fillets. Go out in the car and see if I got some 3/4 tape. Need to use that 2-inch stuff. $10 a roll. If you guys are going to build anything, you better get on it because it's going to get bad. It's going to get real expensive to do anything here shortly. Or buy the stuff now. That's what it is. I think that's what I ought to do. Buy some more sandpaper before it goes way out of sight. Now, this will show you how much left should be left of that aqua green. It started out like that. It ended up like that. Just enough to fill a loaf. You don't need a big slobber goober on there. Like this is just a small. There's a small hole there. We'll just keep sanding until. That's enough. Started out big, just like this gonna start out big. We'll sand it all off. How long is dope good in the can? Forever or less? Well, I have a can that's 50 years old. Still good, as long as it's sealed in a cool, dry place. It does thicken up, but it comes back like, just add thinner. You know, come to think of it, I don't have that can. It was 50 years old, but I used it up. We took it over John's and used that can of clear up. It was a rusty, nasty looking can, but you'll know when it's bad. When it's bad, it won't thin. It's like amber. There we go. You can just as it breaks, you can see it when you got enough of it off. That's it. That's how you know you got that's more than enough on there. Just enough to fill the loads. You don't need a big globule on there. These are going to be hard to sand out, but I'll figure it out. Good thing I'm sanding over this sheet here. Take this sheet outside and shake it off. Of course, I guess it doesn't help much when I blow it into the air. Whatever, I'm the guy that's got to live here. Doesn't bother me at all. When I was a kid, you used to shake the bed sheets and the sawdust would fly out of them. I was really lucky. My parents really supported my hobby. So much so they bought a hobby shop. Yep, that's sanded out on the first round. Well, maybe not right there. Let's see what happens. Keep sanding. And we got in there. I'll shoot this with primer during the break. And when I come back, it'll look like plastic, but it's not done yet. It needs one more sand out and then shot again. And the final sanding is with 600. And it definitely looks like plastic then. you're going to be a good model airplane builder, this is exactly what you can look forward to. Sanding and sanding and sanding. It's an obsession. So boy, when you set it down there on the line, hey Marcel, when you set it down on the line and it looks like a plastic model, and people say, hey man, where'd you buy that? Well, I bought it all over. You can't buy it, you got to build it. Yeah, that's far enough. Thank you. Thank you. You'll always hear Wendy say to knock the edges off. That is so true. If you don't, the paint will peel right there. Any questions, guys? I mean, we got 16 watchers. There should be some questions on what the heck I'm doing. That's way too thick to sand. Way too thick to sand. Try to get that one now. Got a hard spot right there. Ah, damn. And an old trick is, if you got a spot, like I know I'm going to have there, that you can't get out, don't try to hide it. Actuate it. Accent it. Accent it. There you go. Put an ink line over the top of it. Draw your eye right to it. It'll hide. But try to stay away from getting those. That's no good. No good. Yeah, might as well sit down. I'm getting old. Yeah. I stand up all day at work. Might as well sit down. What are you doing? Sanding? How long is it going to take till I'm done? I'm going to sand all that off. Sand the bad. It's almost gone. It's almost breaking through. There it went. There we go. What I need to do is when I get all this sanding done and the fillets on, I need to weigh it and write it down and circle it, and we'll see exactly how much the paint weighs. The final finish. This is a big airplane, so there's more surface area on it than a normal lawn dart, but fortunately it's gray and it won't take much to cover. Three ounces, I think, to cover it. I forgot about, if I build a half-A stunner, I don't have fuel for it. I don't have no 25% nitro. That's when the dope was the good stuff. Yeah. I still got 2 quarts of Aerogloss, but I don't have any thinner. You know, I really need to experiment and see what it's going to take to thin that stuff. I think MEK. The reason I think MEK, hey Chris, yeah, what I thought I'd do with that half-A motor you gave me is build a half-A Nobler, fly it a couple of times, and give it away on the channel. That you know, half-A stuff will probably draw some subscribers to the channel. Just like RC would have, but I don't want to be involved with that. I got enough projects going. Now there's a guy, Chris Everson, who has seen my Tucker. Is it as good in person as it is on the web? That's the deal, because anything can look good on the internet. That's who you asked right there. Chris, do you have a microphone and a camera? Oh, bummer. Is there anybody out there with a microphone and a camera that would like to be part of this show? I'll send you a link and invite you to the inside of this show. This is different software than what Charles uses, so you can't. It's not live stream, and it's not. This is totally different stuff. This is pro stuff here. But I'm kind of dying to try that. So anybody that'd like to join the video, let me know there. And if you're a member on Stunt Hanger, I'll send you a link in a private message. Click on that link and you'll come right in. You gotta have a camera and microphone. Well, if you think the Tucker's good, the Continental's good. Well, it ain't nothing. Just plug it in and the computer will find where it is, and that's it. It's all self-taught. Just plug it in, boop, it comes right up. Now let's turn it over and sand this and see what happens. We got a half an hour on this session. Yeah, we're getting there. It's time for a drink of change sandpaper. I see something that needs to be done on these wheel doors. I left my stick over John's house. I should have brought it back. Oh well. This is 3/32. That's pine. That's 3/32. I know I got some. Just don't know where it is. It's an 8. That's a rudder. Shit, we got more airplanes built. We can build some more Junars. I got enough parts here to build another Junar. Just kind of get tired of the same old stuff. Ah, there's piece 8. Okay, so now I need to cut it into an 1/8 strip. How do we want to do that? Where's my cutter? Of course it's disappeared. Hiding under some rock or something. There it is, balsa stripper. 1/8. $2.36 from SIG for 1/8 contest wood. I wonder what it is now. Probably ridiculous. We needed a stick. We got a stick. There's a hole. Boy, they're going round and round quick. There's a hole in the bottom of this because of how it's made. So we need to stick a stick in there. Ah. Let's try the other side, see if it's going to be easier. There we go. Maybe a bigger one. Perfect. There we go. And CA it. So much sanding to do, you wouldn't believe it. There we go. Shoot, that other stuff's in the car, so I would get that at lunch. plug it in, let it do its thing. What do you guys think of that easy way to do doors? And they look sanitary. This is where the mystery ounces come in. All that little bit of glue here, a little bit of glue there. And trust me, you ain't sanding shit off as far as weight goes. That'll be good. I kind of hate to use that. I'll dig in. Yeah, but my LA. Yeah, but my LA Heat Twin is Go size also. What does that mean? 65. Yeah. Yeah, I know. They're big. How much does it weigh? Let me guess. 80 ounces. But that's all right, because Al Ray, his critical mass was upward of 100. Got one still in the box to build, and 2 TD049s. What, they got a little LA Heat or what? 049s are not going to pull a LA Heat. And not the LA Heat that I'm thinking about. LA Heat by, I think Bob Whiteley designed it, was a big mama for 240s. Frank Carlisle built one so big he had to get a truck to tote it around. I don't want to monkey with twins. The reason being is it's twice as much to screw up. Already enough problem working one engine and making it work right. So, I mean, you can get them dialed in, but not for me. I mean, I'm not interested. Paul Walker's B-17 was pretty impressive, or B-29 or 19. I don't know, whatever it was. But the loops were too big. You need to fly that thing on a 100-foot line. Yeah, I think the days of super light airplanes are over. Can't get any wood. Not unless we figure out some other alternative. Now the Almof guys, they got an idea John and I are going to look into with that 1/8-inch foam stuff. I think we can do it a little different, make it a little lighter. The only wood in it would be the trailing edge. And a junior ringmaster in the box to build as a 35 stunt wing. Yeah, 35 stunt wing. Well, Kevin, get on the stick. You know, there's not a whole lot of life left. You got to keep going. Damn, still can feel it. What the hell? Almost. Yeah, got it. Finally. Blending the fiberglass into the Jap tissue now. Kind of a tough job to do. Remember, if you can feel it, you'll sure see it. We have a model car shop over here closing down, and they have a box of brand new 049s, not the rear mount. They must be about 45 plus years old. Well, go buy them. Only problem is with the economy getting as bad as it is, you'll get your money back. It's just a matter of how long and what kind of money will you get back. I'm not so sure we're going to have $1 next year. And we'll know who to blame, too. There'll be no money left. You'll know that you're doing bad when you're paid in silver or in gold twice daily. And there are countries that have to do that. And we're getting to that point. Come up pretty good. Feels lighter already. Because there's an elevator missing. Zimbabwe, here we come. Free, everything's gonna be free. What are they going to do when everything's going to be free and we all quit working? That's what I want to know. As long as it's going to be free, might as well not work. I don't really have to work anyway. I just was doing it for my friend, my forum friend Jerry Hopp, and he passed away, so I got no loyalty to these guys. I'll go back to retirement. Go back to building model airplanes full time. Running the forum, dreaming up something else new, making videos. Wasting so much damn time at work. But I do have to say it did help me pay off my 30 grand in debt. I got about 4 grand left. I like them. Thanks for showing me that. What did I show you? I don't know what I showed you. I show so much crap, I have no clue. Well, we got 5 minutes left on this session. And I'm going to take a break and eat a sandwich. Well, I basically got the first sand out done on the fuselage. Not too bad. Two more left. We'll do fillets when we come back. We'll do fillets so we can find some tape. I gotta get around this turbocharger duct. I need to sand that side of the rudder before I put the fillets on them. Yeah, Kevin, I don't know what I showed you, but you're welcome for whatever. I mean, I try to make all this information as easily accessible as possible. There we go. It's coming. I think I need to maybe knock that down some more too. Yeah, that Redhead 35 was $4.95 when I was younger. They used to come in a card of 10. You get 10 on a card for $50. But you got to remember, $50 was a week's wages because I made $1.35 an hour. And these guys whining about $15 an hour. They better be thankful they're getting $7 because they ain't even worth it. Can't make change, can't get the orders right, whatever. Definitely can't count change back if the little hamburger's not on the machine to tell them how much money to get back. They get screwed up. So we got spot there to sand, spot there to sand. We're sanding, that's for sure. Two Fox 35s for the LA Heat. Yeah, you better put some LA 40s on it. Them Fox 35s ain't got enough smoke to pull around an 80-ounce airplane, and it will be 80 ounces. All right, we did 2 hours this session. I'll be back in an hour or so after lunch. We'll see you then. Fair winds, tight lines. Keep building.